collective bargaining, traditional collective bargaining, always refers to unions. Union nurses are most commonly found in states that have a lot of union activity. Kind of makes sense. So Wisconsin is having less union activity than it used to, but there still is significant. Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, a lot of union activity, but those are big car-producing states, so there's a lot of unions there. So you're more likely to find union nurses there. However, 80% of nurses belong to no association and have no professional affiliation. 80%. Can you believe that? Let me just write that down. I hope you remember everything I just wrote. I hope you're taking notes. Oh, there it goes. The UAN is traditional. It is unions. The CAN is non-traditional. It is shared governance. All right, 80% of all nurses are not in a union, have no professional affiliation. So, no union, no ANA, no NLN, no, that one went bad. No, nothing. %80 are not in anything. The problem with that is that means %20 make all the decisions. Do you really want to work where 20% of the nurses tell everybody else how it works? Now, if they're doing a good job, sure. But if they're doing a bad job, we have a problem. How can we change that? Very simple. Join the ANA. Join the NLN. Become a member of certified emergency nurses, or the critical care registered nurse, or the whatever organization is out there for your specialty. Join them. Become a member of the Wisconsin Nurses Association. Somehow get affiliated with more people. Create that network of nurses so that your voice is echoed by everybody else. And that way, your voice has a chance of being heard. This is real life. In almost everything, 20% of the people control 80%. That's the way it is, and it's unfortunate because that means millions of nurses have actually no say in anything. Because if you're not a member, you have no say in what goes on in your profession. It costs like $250 a year to be an ANA member. So what does a contract do? It guarantees wages. It guarantees job security to a point. It won't protect you if you break the laws, but if you are improperly or incorrectly disciplined, it will protect you. However, it does not create career security. There's a difference. Job security means I'm teaching, okay? My job is teacher. I'm teaching here. So a union could protect me teaching here. But if LTC eliminates the nursing program, my career is done. So a union can't protect there. Seniority rates, you know, if you're hired first, you have seniority. It helps in resolution of grievances. It provides, like I said, it provides that person to come with you if there's a problem. It also may, and usually does, provide arbitration. So if there is a problem, an arbiter is kind of like a judge without being a judge. And you meet with the arbiter, each side says what they think, and then the arbiter says, well, here's what we're going to do. And they try to provide a just solution. A sound contract is going to have membership requirements, retirement, and all basic benefits, health care. Now, how can nurses control their own practice? Join the 20%. Join the 20%. Speak up. Join the 20%. Speak your voice. Have reasons for what you want to do. Recommend things that can be improved. Recommend ways to improve patient care. Do that research. Find out how to give pediatric blood transfusions. Identify hazards on the job and find ways to improve it. Those are all ways that you individually can speak up within a group and make it better for everybody. You can join your committee on the hospital. You can join a nurse practice committee. You can join that shared governance committee, quality assurance committee. I've been on all sorts of committees. And committees get a bad rap. I mean, everybody says, oh, committee. But you know what? It's how you get things done. If you are a member of a committee, you have the responsibility, the obligation to say what you think and make sure that your voice represents the other people. Remember, you're going to be part of the 20% then. Make sure that your voice represents the 80%. Now, are unions good or bad? And the answer is yes. They can be good, they can be bad. Just like everything in life. Instructors can be good or bad. Students can be good or bad. Football players, good or bad. Everybody, anything can be good or bad. But there is some animosity when it comes to unions. Because unions are part of the 20%. And a union, if you're a member of a union, you have a contract. The contract specifies what you're going to get paid, what your benefits are, what your job is. Those people in the 80%, they don't have that. When you have a contract, generally, you cannot be arbitrarily fired. If you don't have a contract, you can be let go for any reason. Now, if you're let go for a reason that is incorrect, then you can get, you can sue them and do all that kind of stuff. But your boss can say, sorry, we don't need you anymore. If you're a member of the union, you can't do that. Now, how does that make the 80% feel? Well, they have protection that they don't have, so there's some animosity there. There is power in numbers. So a large hospital with many, many nurses, if they're unionized, they have more power than a small hospital with fewer nurses who are not unionized. There's frequently a union will develop into an adversarial relationship between the nurses and the employers. And that's true for not just nurses, but almost any time there's a union involved, there are going to be two sides that are going to butt heads. Because each side wants what it wants. How do unions and contracts end up? With compromise. What do we call compromise? No win, no lose. Each side gives up stuff. No side gets really what they want. No side is truly happy because they didn't get everything they wanted. But no side is really unhappy either because they got some. Compromise. So, nurses and the profession has really not emerged as an industry leader. The power of nursing hasn't become an industry leader let me try that again. the power of nurses really has not emerged through collective bargaining, through traditional collective bargaining, through UAN efforts. The unions seem to be less effective helping nurses than they do people like Teamsters and United Auto Workers. They're very good there. Don't do so well with nurses. Part of that is, think about it. If you are, let's say you are a union electrician, and your union decides to strike at where you work because of whatever. You go outside, you carry a picket sign, and you walk around, right? And eventually, you come to a bargaining table, you compromise, and everybody grudgingly goes back to work. Nurses, how many of you will be willing to strike right now? You have a bad situation at work, poor staffing, heavy workload, pay isn't good, benefits are terrible. Are you going to grab a picket sign and walk out and start picketing? I'll bet not. I'll bet not. Nurses have a different attitude toward their job than many other people. Now, I'm not saying that electricians and plumbers and auto manufacturers have a disregard for their job. They don't. They're hard workers. They do a great job. I have friends in all of those roles. But at the end of the day, it's metal and pipes and wire. And if they don't put the pipes together on a job, they don't put pipes together. If we don't insert that IV and give the medication, if we don't turn the patient every 2 hours, they'll get bed sores. If we don't walk the person, they're going to develop DVTs. If we're not there, people can die. And that's why unions just don't seem to work for nurses. Nurses tend to be very, very focused on their patients, and I don't think I'd want anything else, would you? So, back to the beginning. Should nurses be in a union? I don't know. I don't know. I'm in a union as an instructor. But I teach because I teach. I don't teach because the contract tells me to teach. I teach because I enjoy teaching. I enjoy being a nurse. I don't need a union to be a happy nurse. Would I work for a facility that was unionized? If I wanted to work for the facility, I'd work there regardless. It would not make a difference to me. Now, I'm not going to speak for everybody. Some of you might be strongly opinionated one way or the other, and that's great. That's fine. I encourage strong opinions. I want you to take your opinion, make a stand, know what you really believe in, and stick to it. It's okay if other people do not share your opinions. It's okay. Stick to what you believe in. Support it, regardless of the belief. And nobody will ever come up with the one belief that everybody believes in. So don't worry about that. Never have that as your goal. So what's ahead? The demand for nurses are going up. The demand for skills is going up. The population is aging. They're living longer. When they live longer, they develop more chronic illnesses. Chronic illnesses require more skilled nurses to take care of them. Nurses, the baby boom generation of nurses are retiring. It's a very large group of nurses that are retiring. We need nurses to fill the pipeline. We need to improve communication and education to everybody, to patients, to doctors, to hospitals, to the public. We need to make sure that we have a safe working environment, not just for us, but for the patients. If it's an unsafe environment for us, it's an unsafe environment for them. So those are regardless of whether you're union or not. That's it. You guys survived Learning Plan 8. There's one learning plan left, just one. Healthcare economics. Come back for that one. It's going to be just rocking. Whatever. Got to have a little fun once in a while.